recording now.
Hello. Welcome to my game. I am trying to be a DM today, and we're going to see how that goes. Josh has volunteered to be my first victim.
Your personal slave.
Actually, technically, I think I might be yours.
Uh-huh.
But alright. Should we start?
Yeah, we can start. Hang on, let me just go ahead and clear, I was just trying to clear the fucking chat thing. Nope, not working. And...
Don't worry about it. Oh, Jesus, look at that.
Alrighty, but I am ready for you.
Okay. Breathe in. And we begin. This is the village, and the village is home. You're having that dream again, Aenixi. The dream of being carried into the night with hurried footsteps. Your father smells of smoke. Your mother presses a finger to her lips and whispers how brave you are. You're placed on a carriage that leaves without them, as the faces blur and fade. You try to focus, to keep a piece of this dream fresh. Your mother's hair was blonde. You repeat that thought in your head as you awaken and the rest washes away. This is the village, and the village is home. Aenixi.
You awaken in your usual spot.
Aenixi, you awaken in your usual spot, right down here,
Okay.
in the tool shed you have converted into your home.
Okay, well, I guess that's that fun dream again. I'll, try to roll over onto my back and prop up on my elbows and take a little bit of a look at my surroundings, just making sure everything was hopefully where I left it, where I remember.
I'd like you to roll something for me to
Okay.
keep that thought, that last thought you had in your mind.
Alright.
I would like you to roll a will.
Okay. That'd be 5.
The thought is starting to fade. You may want to write it down
Alright.
before it's gone.
I'm pretty sure I keep my journal somewhere either on me or...
I believe it's under your pillow.
Right, yeah, because I don't really want the others finding out. So, I reach down, grab my journal, and I'll pull it out and scribble the thoughts down. Smoke.
The only thing you're able to get with that will roll is just your mother's hair color.
Yeah. Well, maybe those details are further back, but I don't know. I'll take a look around. I'm assuming I'm the only one in my workshop at this moment.
Yeah, you're the only one in there at the moment. Roll a perception for me.
Okay. Starting out at level 1 is fun. 35.
Oh yeah, you know this room perfectly well. If you look around, there is your workbench, and on top of that, there's a little bit of honey and some biscuits, left by Sai, of course. And then attached to the door, with a small little tack, is today's to-do list.
Oh, right.
You also have your crutches in the corner and your wheelchair right next to the bed.
Okay, well, that's grand.
You can also hear Sai and Travas just outside.
Alright. Alright, well, I'll undo the very poorly laid bed sheets and take a look down towards my leg situation, and I probably left my my good leg on the workbench, so I'll...
It's still in some disrepair.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on that today. And I think I might even do that before I even get to the fucking to-do list. Like, I get this.
You are your own master, and I'm pretty sure Viola's pretty used to you ignoring her until you want to do what she's asked you.
Well, I'll get myself over to my wheelchair and I'll grab the honey and the biscuits and wheel over to the leg and figure out exactly where these cracks and dings are.
It seems it fractured right on the ankle, which is the weakest spot anyway. From that fall in the woods, trying to set up traps that always seem empty.
It's strange that it was the ankle, and I could have sworn it would have been the knee, but now I guess I got some light. I can actually look around. I can start figuring out what to do here. So I'm gonna consume breakfast and begin work on my leg. There's no point in trying to do anything else until I get this repaired.
Okay. What's your highest stat for figuring things out?
That would very much be my logic.
Why don't you roll me a logic to see how much work you're able to get done on your leg today?
Alright, and because I have a couple things here, I have the artisan perk and the craft mundane item. Would that assist me in this matter?
I would say it would.
Alright.
This is literally a piece of you. You know it pretty well.
Okay, so advantage?
Yes.
How much?
I'd say 2.
Okay. 29.
You're able to get a lot of work done. You think that if you put in a good hour, half hour, you could have it back in working order, or as close to working order as you possibly could.
Half hour will probably do it. I'm sure I got some replacement parts for it. I will have to use my crutches to get one of the high shelves, but at the very least, I know how to fix this, I feel. So
again, you do have 2 people outside who would be willing to help you reach things should you need.
I don't like to bother people. And besides, they probably have their own to-do lists to take care of, so I guess I really don't want anybody to see me like this as well, so I'm just gonna try to keep to myself and fix things up here. So I'll spend a half hour or so getting this fixed up so I can get it back on.
You spend that time, and as you're just putting the finishing touches on that leg, you hear a timid little knock on your door.
Not decent.
Travas kind of like peers in. He's like, "Does it really matter if it's me?"
Well, maybe I like my privacy. I'll probably be in the process of. I think I am getting my leg on at this point.
Yes.
Okay. I'll look over at him, being, just shrug. I mean, honestly, I guess not. I mean, we only have one area to bathe, so. Hey, how's it going?
Not much. I just wanted to see what you were doing. You know, you kind of missed breakfast again. Viela was annoyed.
I point at the empty jar. I'm good.
That wasn't Viela, that was Sai. If it was up to Viela, you probably wouldn't have eaten this morning.
If it was up to Viela, probably none of us would eat. I don't say that too loud, but mutter.
Anyway.
So how are you doing?
Not so good. Henny and Penny aren't laying eggs again. Which is weird, because this is the time of month where there should be lots of eggs, and, well, there hasn't been any for like a couple of days. And I saw something weird I thought maybe you'd want to come check it out with me.
Yeah, maybe. I'll take a look over, like, grab the to-do list and, like, kind of hold it up. If you can, I don't know, maybe help me with some of my stuff today.
Would you like
What
to
does it say
see
on
the
my
to-do list?
Yeah.
Hang on, I just gotta look at my notes real quick. I had it written. Hang on. Where is it? Today's to-do list. You need to go help out the Marmy, the school marm patron. It seems her arm has gotten stuck.
Okay, help Marmy. Arm.
The bucket's missing off of the well again.
Of course it is.
And then underneath everything, Sai has written something made holes in the beehives. So the beehives need to be fixed.
I don't... Great. Don't really... Despite the fact that they are literally probably the only sources of food right now, I'm not very fond of the bees, but I'll help where I can. Great, so this is all stuff that I can't probably do. Well, I could probably make something for the hives. I just need to take a look at them and then see if anybody else would be willing to put them on.
Travas is kind of like stepping from foot to foot. He seems kind of nervous. He's like, yeah, okay, but can you at least come and look? I'm really kind of worried.
What does Travas look like, by the way?
Travas is a boy of about 10. He has dark skin and woolly hair and brown eyes. He's dressed in his normal attire. He doesn't seem to care about wearing shoes. He has short pants on that are kind of worn and torn, like all of your clothes seem to be.
Mm-hmm.
He has a red bandana he wears around his neck, and a white shirt, and some, like a vest type situation.
Okay.
He's currently holding Henny. Henny does not look pleased to be out of her coop.
Oh, he brought a chicken.
He usually has Henny on him.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll nod at him and say, "All right. Well, hang on. Let me test this out real quick and make sure I got all my upgrades right." And I'll stand up and test out my leg real quick. And if everything's good, I'll just follow after him, see what's going on.
As you test out your leg, take a couple of hops. Seems pretty good. All you've got to do is pop a boot on there and you should be good to walk around.
Yeah. I probably don't have, like, the leg is probably still exposed just from the fact that, like, I don't need pants legs getting caught up in the gears and everything, but yeah, a boot would probably help out. So I'll slap that on and I'll follow after Travas and see what he's worried about.
Okay, so you go to the coop with Travas.
Mm-hmm.
As you're passing, Sai waves. She seems to be having a conversation with the garden patron. The patrons, of course, you know, being your robotic clockwork supervision. The one she's talking to is wearing a big floppy straw hat, but is not moving. And he hasn't moved for quite some time.
Right.
Still, she's talking to him like he's talking back.
Yeah, if Sai is looking, I'll give her a polite wave, but Travas is really antsy about this one thing. And as long as he keeps these birds away from me, I'll be fine.
You guys go into the coop?
Yeah.
Alright, so this is you, by the way.
Yeah.
Unless you'd like to pop your own thing in. Like, this should, I'm asking you if this is connected.
Yeah, I don't have control of the token.
You have control of the token?
No.
Why don't you have control of the token?
Have you set it up to my character sheet?
I thought I did. Here, let me delete this and then you can put your token on.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Do you have control over that one?
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's better. Alright, so you guys enter into the coop.
Yep. Not a problem.
Okay, so you find yourself in the chicken coop. Did you want to take a look around?
Yes. Well, I'm sure that Travas will be able to point out to me where this odd thing is.
He's kind of babbling, as he is wont to do.
Okay.
He's kind of like, okay, so I came in and I was checking on the chickens, and Henny and Penny, they were fighting again, so I had to. That's why I'm holding Henny, and Penny is in the naughty coop. He's in the naughty roost, and so I came in, and they were all kind of flustered, and I noticed that, well, there was a broken egg on the floor, and there was these weird tracks, and the weird tracks lead to this hole in the back of the coop.
I'll stop, turn, look at Henny. Broken egg, huh?
Henny looks up to you with their head turned and clucks not approvingly.
Not laying anything, right? All right. Well, I guess I'll investigate and see what's going on with these tracks. I'm sure Travas can point them out to me. So
they're lightly kind of pressed into the sort of sand and hay on the bottom of the coop.
Okay.
And they don't look like chicken prints, which is weird. But they don't look like any other prints you've seen before.
Okay, so I just straight up would not be able to recognize these at all.
You can see that they might be maybe lizard-like, but at the same time, they aren't a shape that you've realized from anything you've done. And the hole in the back seems to have been scratched out.
Uh-huh. Okay, well... nothing... Well, we could probably, put a plate over that just so they don't try to use the same hole, and they won't be able to easily tear it down.
Yeah, but... What do you think it is? I ain't never seen anything like that.
I'll shrug. Egg thieves. That might actually be the reason why you haven't been able to find any eggs.
Do you think?
Without him being able to see, I'll just kind of roll my eyes and say, yeah, I probably have a sheet of something that I could use to patch up that hole. And how high up off the ground is the hole, by the way?
It is not on the ground. It seems to have been made near the window near the back.
Huh, how big is the hole?
You'd say about big enough for a cat to go through. But not so big, not too big.
Right, yeah, because cats can fit through a lot of things. I think? I don't know. I don't know much about cats, so. I'll,
Like, not big enough for a normal-sized dog to go through, but definitely big enough for, like, a small raccoon-sized animal. At most.
Is Travas like me? Does he sleep in the coop, by any chance?
No, actually, Travas and Sai and Viela all sleep in the bunkhouse. You're the only one who seemed too elective to go off on your own. About as far off on your own as you can get here in the village.
I'll look at Travas and say, well, I'll definitely add this to my list of things to do today. As a matter of fact, this might actually take a little bit of precedence over some of the other things, but,
You don't think they might, hurt Henny or Penny, do you?
Well, I'll look at the chickens. I mean,
It's
you found
like-
them fighting, so probably they're the only ones doing damage to each other. Bad chicken. I'll wave my finger. But, honestly, it seems like we're just having egg thieves, and they're just making off with the eggs. So, it's probably best we do a little bit of a patch job, and it might help to do a sentry thing tonight.
Sentry thing? What kind of sentry thing?
Oh, like, we just do a watch. See if
Oh,
anything comes
like stay up real late?
Yeah.
Oh, that could be fun.
Yeah, it could be fun. I kind of nod like, yes, nighttime is fun. But
Do you think Viola will let me?
How about this? Have you mentioned this to Viola by any chance?
Yeah, she told me not to worry about it. That was probably just some critters.
I'll give him a long, hard look. Then, you know what? I don't think Viola's gonna care about what we do. So, how about this?
Alright.
If you want to stop by tonight, I'll help you out with the watch. I'll, make sure we got some decent light, we stay warm, and, we'll see if anything makes its approach. We don't need to get tangled up in anything.
Should I invite Sai? Sai might enjoy this, too.
I'll look out, I'll see if I can look out over the fields and, take a look at Sai. She's little, isn't she?
Sai is 4 years old, although she tries to carry herself as much older. She's currently very, very carefully watering the plants, although she is getting most of the water on herself.
I'll look back at him, say, this might need to just be a two-man job. If Viola is going to get mad at somebody, it might as well just be the two of us.
Yeah, that's right. We're the men folk. We'll do this job ourselves.
Yeah, okay, a little sexist, but not what I meant.
What is sexist?
It's okay. But yeah. Anyways, so tonight, if you want to come by and hang out, I forget. Does Viola actually enforce a curfew or anything like that?
She tries to have the younger ones at least in bed. She's kind of given up trying to control you, but she's a very bossy girl. And you two being close to the same age,
I'll look at him and just say, tonight, let's just do a powwow sleepover thing. Just you and me. Let's just hang out tonight. And yeah.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Mm-hmm. We don't ever hang out.
Yeah, if Viola asks, you're just hanging out with me, and we'll be good for tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Come with me back to the shop. I'm gonna give you, if you'd like, I can give you some tools so you can patch up that hole.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, cool.
You're gonna let me use your tools?
Yeah, I can find a few that I can spare you. I'm pretty sure I have some tools I can spare.
This is cool. This is real cool.
Alright, so I'll lead him back to the workshop.
Before you go, did you want to take another look around the coop? Just to see anything?
I mean, I see tracks, I see a hole. I don't know if there's anything else here, so...
Okay. Well, guess we head on back.
Yeah, I'll just head on back and grab some stuff and...
Okay.
I'll come back with him.
Oh yeah, no, Travas is definitely, following behind you. Like you're his hero.
Alright. So I'll grab the necessary stuff, and I'm gonna keep my multi-tool with me, but I'm gonna get him to my mega tool, and I'm gonna get back to the place. I'm actually gonna walk him around the outside of the building, and I'll
which is, the building's pretty big for only 2 chickens.
Mm-hmm. I'll show him how to use the tools, and I'll actually help bolt on one corner of the sheet and show him this is how you do it. Just do the other corners. Once you're done with that, just return the tools back to the workshop. You can put them on the bench, and I'll put everything away later. Do you have any other things that you need to do today?
Nah, you know the deal. I just look after Henny and Penny.
Okay, alright, you got this. I'll fist bump him, and I'll...
He fist bumps, but it's kind of awkward because he's still holding the chicken.
Yeah.
Henny flaps her wings in your face.
Yeah, okay. I'll see him off, and then I'll head into the village to start on my quote-unquote to-do list.
Alright, I'm just gonna roll something for Sai to see if he can figure out
How to do this and how well he does it.
Not a problem.
Sorry for Travas.
I'm sure I'm going to take a look at it later just to make sure he did okay. Travas says chicken on the brains, and I am the mechanically adept one here. So
it seems like
He might need a
little help later, but he'll do an okay job.
like I said, I'm gonna double check later.
Okay.
That's literally going to be like, I'm done with the to-do list. How's he doing? Oh, okay. All right. So
what's next on the list that you would like to try? The bucket in the well disappeared again. There's a hole in one of the beehives, and you also need to see about the school marm.
Pretty sure I have a spare bucket, so I'll go to my shop, grab a bucket. I'll head for the well, and I don't know what direction anything is. So can I get a little?
I'm going about to just wanting to know where you were going. What's the reveal?
You can on the page toolbar thing. If you bring down that little pop-up thing, the blue tab with the page, that one, go to the settings of the page, and then there should be a check mark on there that says Fog of War or something along those lines. You can just uncheck that, and it should reveal everything. And then once you save it. Alright, cool.
So now you can see everything, and my experimentation
Okay.
with Fog of War for this time is over.
Alright, no worries. I'll grab spare bucket and I'll head on to the well. I'll give Sai another wave as I pass by.
Sai is actually following after you. She needs to refill her water pail. She
So much last night.
Yeah. I'll I'm assuming she makes it to the well about the same time I do, and as I'm working on, I'll just...
Hello, Nexi.
Hey, Sai. Plants are thirsty again, huh?
Always.
Alright, well, just give me a second, and I'll see if I can, get this thing attached. I'll, bring up the cord and, start affixing it.
As you see, the cord seems to be cleanly snapped off in a place.
Mental note. Has it always been a clean cut?
Every time. Did the bucket disappear again?
Yep, just straight up vanished off the rope. Don't know what's up with that, so...
That well gives me the creeps anyway.
Yeah, it's alright. I got plenty of buckets, so until the goblins or whatever are down there are done stealing my buckets, I'll yell down the well.
Goblins? Do you really think there are goblins down there?
No, I don't. I'm just joking around.
I don't know. Sometimes I think I hear voices.
Uh-huh. What do they say? I'll, as I'm tying this, cord to...
When you, roll me a perception on her.
Okay, I'm kind of doing two things at once, so I feel like I might have disadvantage on checking this out.
Okay, disadvantage 1.
Yep, that's a 5.
She seems to stop talking about the voices as soon as she started.
I'll, stop and turn as I get a decent nod on there. You okay, Sai?
Huh? Yeah, were we talking about something?
Yeah, just about how goblins are stealing the bucket.
Dang goblins.
Right.
She adjusts the glasses on her face. They seem a little lopsided today.
Don't look at her. Were you sleeping in your glasses again?
No.
I'll give her the look of, tell me the truth.
She adjusts her glasses again. No, I didn't. I wasn't reading. I wasn't reading till 8.
Okay. Tell you what. I got a few things left to do on my to-do list. If you can help me with some of that, after I'm done with my whole thing, I'll take you back to my place and I'll help you fix those, okay?
Okay. Can we have dinner there? Or lunch? Or something? I don't like eating in the kitchen.
Okay. But question,
Yeah?
what's for lunch?
I don't know. We'd have to ask Viella.
You can ask Viella, and I will set the table for you. How about that?
Do I have to?
You have a much better time with her than I do.
Yeah, I guess.
So I'll finish getting the bucket on the rope down the well and see if I can get up a bucket full for her.
Roll me another perception about the bucket going down. Are you peering into the...
Yes, I am trying to make sure that this thing is working. So. 5 again!
It disappears down. You don't seem to hear a splash or anything, though.
I'll keep giving it more rope until it feels like it kind of gets like that sort of like bump where like it finally met something.
The longer you focus on putting the bucket in the well, the less focused on the well you seem to be. Until you find yourself just kind of standing, having let go of the rope. Everything seems fine, everything seems fixed.
Okay. I'm gonna pull up the rope and get her some water.
You pull it up, and the water smells sweet, and it's as crystal clear as water can get.
Alright, here you go. And I'll help her get into her pail or whatever she's doing, so... I'm trying my hardest to make sure she doesn't douse herself in the stuff again.
She does end up getting a little bit on her green dress, but at this point, she's kind of soaked from head to toe anyway, and it doesn't really matter. Okay, I'm gonna finish watering the plants, and then I'm gonna try and find some seeds to plant more. The carrots are looking good, so maybe we can have those for lunch.
Finally, some variety. You know, they're supposed to be good for your eyesight.
She takes a carrot directly from the ground and puts it in her mouth, like a cigar, and starts munching on it while she works.
I mean, that's just hearsay, but...
I mean, it couldn't hurt to try, right?
Yeah, you're probably right. Alright, well, you stay safe, and I'm gonna leave the bucket on the side of the well. So that the bucket's up here, and I'm trying to mentally remind myself to mention to the others, don't leave the bucket in the fucking well.
Okay.
Which way are the beehives?
The beehives are down here.
Okay.
That is also something that Sai likes to have control over. She's the one who wrote the note about it.
All right. I'll walk with her as we're going. And
You see her pause and say hi to the gardening patron again.
I'll also offer a polite nod, but I probably won't say much for reasons.
Hi, gardener. Don't mind us. He had to fix the well again. Oh, that reminds me. Are you gonna go see about the bee homes?
I'm on my way to do that right now.
Okay. The holes are in the back. Do you need the net thing for your face?
Yes. Do you have it?
Yep. He reaches from around her neck. It's something it usually hangs behind her.
Okay.
Pulls it out. It's a hat with a large brim, with a net that just kind of cascades down. She hands it to you.
Alright.
It's on her. It basically covers all the way down to her midsection. On you, it goes just down to the shoulders.
Okay.
Here you go.
All right. I'll take the hat and add it to my inventory. Bee-proof hat.
She also reminds you that the bees like lullabies, so if you sing to them, they won't sting. They won't sting you.
I'm pretty sure I can't carry a tune, so
Do you want me to go with you?
you have disconnected.
Shit.
How did I know I'm still here.
I don't know. Yeah, you came back in. Try your push to talk again.
Hello.
Hi. There you are.
Hello.
All right. So yeah, I'll yeah. Like I said, I'm not sure if I can carry a tune, but I'll try.
Okay.
And unless you want to come with and do it for me.
All right. She sits down the bucket and follows behind you.
Okay.
She is also barefoot, and her red hair doesn't seem to have been brushed in a very long. Here we go. The hole I found is in the back of this one.
All right. I'll circle around, and hopefully she can begin her siren song. And
She is singing a very tuneful Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
all right. While she's doing that, I'm gonna take a look over the holes. And...
Roll me a perception.
Okay.
Please something other than a 5.
15.
Hey, that'll do. You notice that it's another hole that has been scratched into the wood. And you also notice that a lot of the comb from the inside is missing.
So this hole looks a little bit like the hole on the coop, I guess.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I will make a mental note.
She pauses her song. Well, can you fix it?
Yeah. I'm just gonna need to get some spare metal from the shop, and I'll be right back. Okay.
Metal? Why do we have to use metal?
Well, because it looks like something got in there, and you know, seeing as wood's not gonna stop whatever it is, it might as well be best we use you know, tougher stuff.
Oh, okay. Do you think the queen's okay? I haven't seen her.
I wouldn't know what the queen looks like, so I'll give her a shrug. As long as we're still getting honey, I think we should be good.
Okay. I should probably get back to gardening.
Alrighty.
And you should probably talk to Viola about lunch, because I really don't want to do it.
I thought the agreement was you who do it.
Huh.
Uh-huh. I'll head to the workshop, grab some spare stuff. On the way, I'll check on Ventries and see how everything's going over there.
Trevas?
Trevas, yeah.
You see Trevas has affixed a metal plate to the wall. However, it is well below the hole. I think I miscalculated something somewhere.
Alright, give me a second. I'll be right back and help you with this. And I'll head to the workshop, grab some spare metal, come back out. I'll fix Travas's handiwork.
You two working together, you finally get it in the right spot.
There you go. And then I'll head over to the beehives and take care of that stuff.
Travas will come over and help.
I'll do everything myself, but I will walk him through the process of how this sort of thing is done.
He is watching very closely. He's watching you like you were doing the coolest thing in the world. Sai has left to go to the house to talk to Viella.
Okay. And once I get the hole patched up, I'll dust myself off and say, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Make sure this, and I'll take the hat and I'll give it to him, gets put in the right place, or that at least Sai gets it back, okay?
I'll just wear it till lunch.
That's fine. Yeah.
He just puts it on his head.
Yeah. And then
Penny does not approve. It scares her and she runs away. No, Hanny, come back!
Uh,
And you see Travas scurry after him.
Alright, see you later. And I'll just head around and I'll go and try to take care of the last job on my list, which is Mamar, I believe. Or Marma.
Marmy,
Marmy, yeah.
the school marm patron.
Which way is that?
That is this way.
Okay. I'll head in there.
So you're going into the schoolroom?
Yep, I will head in there. And as I go in the door, I'll look and I'll greet Marmy.
Marmy is sitting at her teacher's desk, where she always seems to be. As you look around, there's a chalkboard, there are 6 student desks, a teacher's desk, and like 4 books.
Yeah, I'll say hi to Marmy.
Hello, young Aenixi.
Hey, Marmy.
You are late for school.
I know, and I'm so sorry, but to be honest, you look like you might have something going on. And
Her arm is stuck in the I have a question pose. Nonsense. Please have a seat and we will begin today's lesson.
Alright, I am going to... Are the seats, like, bolted to the desk by any chance? Like,
no.
Okay.
It's just a regular desk.
Alright.
Is there a particular desk you're going for, or...?
No, I'm just gonna grab a chair, and I'm gonna bring it over to Marmy. And, I'm going to take
Can you roll me...
What's it?
Can you roll me another perception when you walk over to the desk?
Sure.
I'm trying to give you clues here.
28.
Hey, the desk that you grabbed the chair from, you noticed has a big heart carved into it with the letters B and Q on it. So B and Q, the number 4, and then the letters E, V, R carved in the center of the heart.
I'm pretty sure I've seen this before. Have I?
The longer you look at it, the more your mind gets fuzzy.
I'm gonna pull out my journal. I'm gonna write that down.
Good idea.
That's I'm just like pulling out my journal and I'm just going to...
Taking notes already, I see. You're always one of the smarter ones, Aenixi.
Hey, don't butter my biscuit too much. I don't know if that's a phrase. But
Biscuits. Have you brought biscuits?
sorry, I kind of ate mine earlier. I didn't know you wanted any. I can see if we can get some spare ones for you. Do you mind if I'm gonna grab the chair and bring it over to her so I can work on her while she educates.
She goes into as you're sitting there, she goes into a lesson plan, asks you to open up a book to a certain page, but obviously doesn't, wait for you to do so or anything. It seems like she's going through a normal lesson plan.
Yeah, I'm probably used to this, so I'm just going to take her on her arm while she educates.
Did you want to take another perception to just kind of, now that you've noticed one thing about the school, see if maybe you notice anything else?
Sure. 13.
As you're working on her, you can see the 4 books on her desk. And, just in passing, you kind of glance at the title. One is The Ultimate Guide to Gardening by author Palm. One is Mathematics Made Simple by the author's name seems to be worn out.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that she seems to be teaching from. Petunia Learns Her ABCs by Nib Marks. That looks like a children's book. And then one that seems discarded off to the side and very dusty. Seems crudely sewn together. Are you paying attention?
Sorry, I have the wrong book. Hang on just a second. I'm gonna go over and grab that weird dusty book.
When you take a look at it, it seems like on the cover, in kind of smudgy charcoal, it says fairy tales, but fairy is spelled F-A-E-R-Y, and tales is spelled like an animal tail. It's smudged onto the cover, and the author, sorry, hang on, I got a note for that right here.
Okay.
It says, by Bucky.
By Bucky. Okay. Just a second while I write those notes down.
Would you like to check out that book?
If you'd let me borrow it, sure.
Of course. We always need to have growing minds in this community. As you have kind of oiled, her arm kind of breaks free and kind of slams down next to her.
What?
Oh, would you look at that? I didn't even know it was stuck.
Yeah, don't worry about it too much. I'm just helping you out here. Please, continue with the lesson. And I'll,
She does continue with the lesson.
As
every once in a while, you can see in her black mirror of a face, different math symbols.
Alright, I'll have her fixed up, but I am putting down notes that she apparently didn't notice that her arm was stuck. And, just kind of grading how she's been behaving lately. But once I've gotten her arm working again, I'll give her the respect, and I'll stick around for the lesson as much as she's wanting to teach.
When she is done with the lesson, she pats you on the back. It's a little harder than you think she means to.
Ow. Ow.
But you do feel like she is trying to, like, comfort you. Another day well done. You get an A.
Oh, great. How are my grades looking?
You always get an A.
Thanks. You know, you really shouldn't treat me so favorably. The other kids are going to think I'm a suck-up.
You see, like, just a line of different symbols go across her face. The other kids haven't visited her in a little while. There are other children. Yes, other children.
Yeah. Yeah, there are. I should remind them that they shouldn't be skipping class. I'll see you later, okay, Marmy?
Yes! I will see you soon, Aenixi. Please do your homework for tomorrow.
I will. Bye. And I'll take that book with me. By the way.
She is making no means to stop you.
Yeah, because she did offer to check it out. I'm checking out the book, so. So that looks to be my to-do list done.
It seems to be about lunchtime. As you come out, you notice that Sai is kind of pouting on the porch.
I'll go over. I'll get over towards her. Hey.
Fiella says we have to eat in the kitchen.
I'll give her a good long stare and shrug. Well, nuts to that. And I'll pat her on the head and I'll walk inside.
Let me go ahead and describe.
House for you. One moment. Here we go.
So you're going into the bunkhouse. As you enter the bunkhouse, there are two rooms. There is a kitchen, and there is a sleeping quarters. You're going into the kitchen. That's the first room you go into.
Mm-hmm.
The kitchen is modest. It has a stove and a small table. And you can see through the door into the sleeping quarters, where there are 6 beds and 6 chests. And 2 of them, you notice, haven't been opened a while and are very, very dusty. You walk in, and Viella is doing her best to ignore you as she is cooking lunch. She is making, it seems like a flatbread, and grilling some vegetables.
Okay, so no food is ready yet?
Not yet. Oh, look who finally decided to show up into the house that we're all supposed to share.
Really? Who? Where? And I'll look around and, in a... obviously a kind of a mocking fashion.
She kind of rolls her eyes. Sai said you guys wanted to eat outside today?
I'll shrug. And? Food tastes
Well,
the same with a roof or not.
I'm serving it in here because we're supposed to come here and gather and spend time together in here all together as a family. You know, not everybody leaving me behind again.
Well, maybe you could ask nicely. But here's my answer. Sorry, I have a lot of work to do. I'll be taking my food to go. Thanks.
She rolls her eyes again. Fine.
Oh, don't worry. You don't need to make seconds for me. And I'm gonna go into the bunk area and check on a couple things. Do I have a bunk here?
You do. You have a bunk and a chest. However, actually, no. The spot where your bunk was is missing. You've moved your bunk into the tool shed.
Okay.
As well as your chest. So there is like a kind of like empty spot where your bunk used to be.
I'm gonna take a look at the vacant stuff. The spots I know that none of the other kids are using. And I'm gonna look them over and see about what are the beds, what are like the frames and the lockers made out of?
They're all kind of simple. The chests look more ornate, but the beds themselves are basically just wooden. With some nice mattresses, some nice sheets, although everything kind of has a worn feel to it.
Okay. Well, I could probably use some of the spare stuff as material, so I'm just gonna jot down in my journal real quick, like how much building material I can get out of the unused beds or the chests, and I'll take a look over them real quick just to make sure there isn't anything like tucked away, or if someone is hiding snacks. Or...
Would you like to roll me a perception on the chests?
27.
Oof. Yes. The chests are probably the most ornate thing about the entirety of the village. They have this really nice brass, the same brass that the patrons are all made out of, as its metal fixings, and like a really nice hard wood. The 2 that are covered in dust also seem to be unlocked.
Alright. I am going to pop them open and just check them real quick.
Okay.
Make sure there's nothing inside. If there is anything, just make a note and see if it belongs to anybody else.
The 2 chests do seem to have some discarded clothes, some couple of toys on there. Most notably, there is a locket in one, and then the other, there seems to be a toy horse, and the toy horse has the name Bucky carved into it.
Oh, does it now?
I need you to roll me a will.
Oh no! Oh boy. 7.
You feel the strongest urge to put it back in the box, and to close the chest, and to walk out. But you are interrupted with Viella, who comes in the doorway. What are you doing?
See if there's any spare makeshift material I can use. I gotta make buckets, you know?
I mean, I guess if you must.
And
But what if we have company? Alright.
I'll give her a deadpan look. Then I'll make new boxes. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I could just make a cart and they'd be fine with it.
Oh, alright. I guess we're not using them anyway. Oh, they're so dusty. How did I let them get that dusty? And then, roll me one more perception while you're looking at her.
Okay. I have a 2 in perception. 14.
As you watch her kind of start talking about the chests and getting annoyed with herself over letting them get so dirty, and then you just kind of see, like, her eyes just kind of glaze over. Like, she just kind of forgot what she was doing. And then she just looks at you again. Whatever. Take what you want. It's not like we're using them anyway.
Alright.
And she walks out.
Alright.
With that interruption, you are able to kind of retain both the locket and the toy horse.
I'm gonna pocket the locket and kind of keep a hold of the horse for a second. And how heavy are these chests?
They're pretty decently heavy. You would need a hand moving them.
Sigh!
What?
Go get Travas. I'm gonna need his help with something.
Why can't I do it?
Do you want to try?
She kind of walks in. Viola kind of grabs her by the shoulder. No. I don't want you hurting yourself. Go get Travas. She looks up, pouts, stomps out. You know, I could help you.
You're cooking. I got this.
She kind of rolls her eyes and goes back to the kitchen.
Alright, I'll... When she's not paying attention, I'm gonna pull out my journal, write down a few more notes, and tuck it back into my pocket before anybody sees it.
What are you writing down?
The fact that she has kind of been getting those looks on her face every once in a while, and just kind of writing down, reminding myself that seems like people are spacing out pretty bad.
A few minutes go by and Travas comes in with Henny.
Yo, you need a free hand.
Viella is also like, do not bring that animal. Put him outside.
Why'd you do that? Come
Her
on.
name is Henny. And Henny sticks with me. Outside. He also kind of pouts, sets Henny out on the porch, and comes back in.
Alright. I'm going to ask him to help me with the chests and get them carried over to my workshop.
With his help, yeah, I'd say it takes you a little while, but you're able to put everything in your tool shed, and then you seems like lunch is about ready.
All right, and once lunch is finished, I'm gonna walk in, grab my portion, give a polite greeting to everyone.
Hi, we're back.
Hi, we're back.
Hello. Something happened. Something literally exploded outside of our apartment.
Yep.
And our power went out.
Yep.
But we're back now.
Yep.
And I will try to get back to the right line of thinking. Also, I realized I forgot to start the music. So I will do that now.
I hope it's Wind Waker. Oh, this is good too.
Okay, is that a good volume for you, Josh?
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Okay. Okay, as we rejoin into the village. I believe lunch is prepared and you were going to gather it.
Yep, I am in the process of grabbing my lunch, give a polite bow to the people who are eating, and...
Did you want to... I just realized I didn't really describe any of the other kids that much. Would you like me to do a quick description?
Sure, since we have them all here in the same house.
Yeah, since we all... So... You have... Sai. Sai is the smallest of the children. What she thinks is about 4 years old. But she likes to carry herself as much older. And she is responsible for the garden and the beehives. She has sort of curly, red, messy hair that goes all the way down her back, almost to her knees. She has rosy cheeks, and she's got brown eyes that are behind 2 very round spectacle glasses. Her hands and feet are always dirty, and she refuses to wear shoes. Next to her is Travas. Travas is the middle child. He's about 10. He looks after the chickens, all 2 of them. He has a way with the birds, and those birds seem to peck at anybody else who comes into the coop. He has a shaved, sort of woolly, part shaved brown hair, like he tried to cut it himself. He has sort of brown skin, and he has very amber eyes. Then there's your favorite, Viella.
Yay.
Viella is the oldest of the children, or at least she likes to fancy herself that. She cooks and cleans in the bunkhouse, and she tries to lead everyone and keep everyone busy and occupied. She has pale skin, dark brown hair, and hazel eyes. And then, of course, there's the patrons. One you can see in the kitchen. That is the cook patron. He is a broken patron, just like the one in the garden. They are all made of brass. He has a spatula for one hand, and someone has painted a smile on his black mirror face. And of course, the school marm patron also has a black mirror face. And around her neck she wears like wildflower chains, and she has button necklaces that look like have been given to her over the years from the children, and she keeps them on. And the garden patron has a big straw floppy hat. School patron's the only one who is currently functioning. That is everything I forgot to describe earlier. We can now get back to our regularly scheduled programming.
So, yeah, I'll give a polite bow out to the others and say hi to the cook. And
he remains sadly unresponsive.
And I'll head back towards my workshop. Just gonna do a quick glance over everything while nobody's with me. And, like, for instance, if the bucket is still at the well.
The bucket has fallen in.
So, put my lunch to the side. I'm gonna pull the rope up and
The bucket is still there.
Okay. Quick necessary project before I'm just gonna write down on my journal real quick to my own personal to-do list. Going to basically, since I'm gonna have the afternoon to myself and I wanted to get this done as quickly as possible, I'm going to make a sign for the well that people need to leave the bucket on the side, outside of the well. And afterwards, I'm going to head out into the woods.
To the woods?
Yes.
Okay. Where in the woods are you headed?
It is still light out, so just... I'm going to... where there's a path. I don't want to get too lost.
The path does end right at the woods, right at the beginning of the woods. It just kind of tapers off.
All the more reason.
But you are welcome to be there. So you're gonna be like right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to my workshop, eat my lunch super quick.
You do realize that everything tastes sweet, even things that probably shouldn't.
I really would like some savory. some point, some salt, something different. But I'm gonna wolf it down, try not to think about the taste too much, and make up a quick sign for the well. Head back.
The bucket is again in the well.
God. Note to self, write this down. Make a holster, spot, thing for the bucket. I'm going to put the sign on the side.
Are you going to bring up the bucket again?
Yes.
The bucket's there, but there's some resistance at first when you try and pull it up. And you notice a little bit of a tearing at the rope.
I'm going to look into the well real quick.
Roll me a will.
Okay. This is fine. 26.
You stare deep into the well, and you have a passing thought that it's deeper than it should be. And you don't hear any water.
I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write that down right now. I'm going to, okay, shoot. How much longer do you think the other kids would be inside?
You can start hearing Sai and Travas clean their plates.
How much time do I have?
Not long, maybe a minute before you have company again.
I'm pulling the journal out. I'm gonna write notes down on my to-do list. I am making in big bold letters. The well. Noises. Wrong. No water. What the fuck? And I'm going to put my journal back in my pocket. I'm gonna make sure that the sign is bolted to the side. I'm gonna stop. No. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take the bucket back.
Okay, you take the bucket with you?
Yeah, no, I'm taking the bucket.
Sai sees you taking the bucket. She seems to have wandered over to see what you're doing. Hello.
Hey, Sai.
Is there something wrong with the bucket?
Yep, we are no longer keeping the bucket here.
Why?
Because we keep losing buckets, and I cannot keep making buckets. I have other things I want to do with my life, and until further notice, I will be loaning out buckets personally.
Okay, well, so if I need the bucket, do I just ask you?
Yeah. And I'll come. I'll help you get the water as well. Okay?
Okay. It's free time now. What are you going to be doing?
Do
you want to play?
I'm gonna roll something for myself. High, I will let her in on what I'm doing. Low, I'm probably gonna keep it to myself.
Okay.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Sai. I'm gonna like lean over and like get in kind of close and look around, like make sure nobody else is watching. I'm about to head out to the woods.
Woods?
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll something real quick.
Shit, I forgot. I need to take her stuff out again because we were gone.
No worries.
The woods. There's like a moment of clarity in her eyes. The woods keep us safe.
They just might. But I need to check on a couple things that I have out there. And
Can I go with you?
do you want to?
She still has that same clarity in her eyes. Something isn't right. want to go with you.
You're right. Something isn't right.
You can see she's kind of fighting something in her head, like a fogginess.
I'm gonna pull her close, and I'm gonna give her a little bit of a hug. You're right. You're absolutely right. Something's wrong here, and I want to find out what.
By the time the hug ends, it seems like that clarity's gone, but she still seems wanting to go with you.
I'll smile at her and say, first, we're gonna drop this off at my place, and I hold up the bucket. No more goblins stealing these, alright?
No more goblins.
And I'm going to take her with me to the workshop, and I'm going to...
She follows close behind, and you see her pick up one of her gardening tools. Mm-hmm. It's a rake that's about twice her size. And she kind of just straps it to her back.
Okay. I'm like, that's a...
in case there's goblins.
Good idea. I'm going to make sure I've got my mega tool with me, because she calls it such. And I am going to take a couple of my own personal inventions. I think Sai has... I have shown Sai these before, but these are my hearing cans. They're literally just cans on strings.
She has not seen these before.
I'm going to show them to her.
Wow. What is this?
Check this out. Put this up to your ear. And I'm going to show her.
By the way, you can hear Travas and Viela kind of starting to come out.
And I'm going to look
Are you? Oh, wait. You guys are back at the shed, right?
Yeah, we're back at my
Never
shed.
mind. You left in time.
Oh, God, no! She disappeared!
Oh, no! You guys are...
Oh, no, the building's a token! Ah!
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
It's okay. You can hit Control-Z a couple times, right-click the building, and put it on the map layer.
Oh, I can do that?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Alright.
You have to do the same with, like, all the other scenery bits, but...
Yeah, it would be for everything, but it's fine. We're just gonna move on. I'll fix it later.
But yeah, I'm gonna show her the cans, and I'm gonna put one up to her ear, and I'm gonna speak into one end and show how they work.
What do you say to her?
Well, hey there, Sai, you're looking pretty today, like always.
She turns bright pink. And she just kind of grins at you like you're a magician.
So these will help us communicate in case we get split up.
Okay.
And I've got a lot of cord string going between the two. And I'm gonna say we're still gonna stay close to each other.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna grab a spare set of the cans, and same setup, cord, everything. And I'm going to say, but I'm gonna show you what I do.
What do you do?
You're gonna have to come with me.
Okay.
All right. And I am going to lead her to the woods, and I'm gonna stop at the edge. I'm gonna do it so it's out of view of anybody else, but I'm gonna look at her and say, if you ever get scared,
She nods.
I want you to come back here, okay?
Okay. I've never gone into the woods before.
I'll be honest with you, I have.
How far into the woods do you think you've gone?
Like a good, a decent distance. Not so much as that I couldn't run back within like a couple minutes, but
Okay.
yeah, I as much as I'm like I've been in the woods before, it's mostly been along the lines of like I'm never more than not even 10 minutes walk away.
Shit, I have to reload because it disconnected. Give me 1 second.
Does that have to start the music again?
Yeah. So you can hear
There
it.
we go. Okay.
You know my pain. So yeah, I will head into the woods with her. I'm going to make sure she has one of my cans with her.
Can you roll me a stealth to get both of you out of there before anybody else notices?
Oh boy. 15.
You just barely make it into the tree line before you hear Travas kind of like hurrying after the chickens.
Okay. Alright, so we're going to head not too far in. I do not want to take her out even as remotely far as I do. I go myself. But...
So I'm guessing, like, you're right there right now.
yeah. So...
Okay. So you go into the woods?
Yeah, we go into the woods.
The woods are, of course, very pretty and idyllic when you first go in, but the further in, the darker the blue mist becomes, and the harder it is to move around and see. It is quiet. It is always quiet. No birds. No rustling in the bushes. Just quiet.
It's blue today.
I don't like it here. She just kind of snuggles up next to you.
Yeah, like I said, anything happens, you need to run, okay?
Okay. And she just takes out her her rake and holds it in a defensive position.
Alright. Once we get to a particular point, I am going to stop, look around, and pull out the spare set of cans, not the one that she's got the other end of.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take one of the ends, and I'm going to hurl it out further into the woods.
Past the point where the fog is too thick to see.
Yes. And...
Alright, give me an agility.
Alright.
I want to see how far I
That's a 3.
get. It seems to bounce off the mist and go back. You can try throwing it again, though.
Wait, no. Hold on, it bounces off the mist?
It bounces off of something in the mist and comes back. Maybe you hit a tree.
What did it sound like?
There was no sound. There wasn't any sound until it landed next to you.
Hey, do me a favor.
Yeah?
I'm gonna hand her the cord for it. I'm gonna say, start reeling it back. If you feel anything tugging at all, drop it, okay?
It's already landed back at your feet.
Ah, okay.
And there was no sound until it landed down there. Are you going to try and throw it again?
I'm gonna hold this for a second.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna pull out my journal in a way that she probably doesn't see it. I'm acting like I'm trying to find something.
While she's holding the cans, she kind of looks up at you and... Can I try?
By all means. Just hang on to that, to one of those ends, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so while she's distracted, I'm writing down the fact that it, like, there was no noise, but it apparently hit something and came back, so,
So you see her kind of close her eyes, and she swings it overhead like a lasso.
I'll take a step back so she doesn't hit me with it.
And she launches it through. This time it goes through the mist.
Okay, and I'll come over, and I'm gonna hold the can so that we can both kind of listen to it.
At first there isn't anything, but roll me a perception.
Okay. Would she be rolling as well, or?
Yes.
She's kind of listening with you.
8. I see what you guys complain about when you're on this side of the screen.
You hear a voice, but it's a familiar one. You hear Viella. And you hear Travas. What's that? It just came out of the woods. What's that? You feel a tug.
I am going to pull back. I'm going to take the cord and I'm going to start trying to reel it back in.
Roll me a might.
Oh, good. I'm gonna look at Sai, say help me. And...
Sai is going to help, and that'll give you an advantage.
Okay, cool. Pull it. 7.
The rope snaps.
Oh no. Oh boy.
What do we do now?
We go back now.
Do you pick her up to help run faster?
I kind of like, I reel back what I can.
Uh-huh.
I put everything away. I grab her and we start hauling. We go back.
Okay, can you roll me a stealth to get back to the to your tool area without being noticed that you left?
I'm not exactly like trying to like I'm booking it for the edge of the woods at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
And 7. Mostly I just need to get back.
Okay.
I do
So
not
you do-
care what the reaction is right now, but
About here.
yeah, like I'm beeline towards my workshop.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna be.
2 of you are about here. And
Travas comes running around the corner. Guys! Look what just came out of the woods! And he has your can in his hands. And he starts to try and excitedly tell you about it.
Uh-huh.
When suddenly, he kind of looks a little glassy-eyed. While it's still in his hands,
I'm taking that. I'm taking the can.
and then he just kind of forgets all about it.
Writing down. No, I'm gonna take the can. I'm gonna go put it in my pocket. I am just gonna.
Sai looks scared and confused. Travas kind of shakes it off. Oh, hey! Weren't we gonna hang out tonight?
Yeah. Hey, does he have Henny with him right now?
Yes.
I think I saw Penny getting a little rambunctious in the coop. You might want to go check on her.
Oh, no. Alright, I'll go check on her. She's always a troublemaker.
Yeah.
and
He goes running off to the coop.
Um,
Sai is still kind of looking up at you with weird eyes.
I'm gonna take her hand. I'm gonna pull her to the workshop with me.
You do catch Viella kind of coming from the other side of the house and just kind of looking over at what's going on. She's not making any attempt to approach. She's just kind of watching.
Yep. When we get in there, I'm going to start putting things around. The can in question that is going on the bench, and as I am rummaging around, I'm pulling out my journal. I am writing down everything. The fact of the matter is that, yes, we heard them. Our can wound up on the other side of the town somehow.
I don't think the string's that long.
It is not. It shouldn't be that long. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm gonna roll something for her real quick to see if she can still keep up with you.
I need somebody on my team!
You see her kind of like shake her head, look back up at you, and she repeats, "The woods protect us."
the woods are wrong.
She nods in agreement.
Okay. Okay. How is that possible?
I don't know.
Do I have a map of the village by any chance?
You have one that you've kind of sketched out.
Okay.
Over top of that are like plans you had to make improvements around the place.
Okay, yeah, I am writing. I'm gonna pull out the map and I'm just starting to make notes on it that through hearing device, and this way, this is heard voices of V and T, and tried to pull it back. The cord snapped, and the other side was found by Travas, and it's suggesting like some weird looping thing that's going on.
While you're doing this, you can feel something tugging at your mind.
Nah. I'm fighting this.
Can you roll me a will real quick?
Come on. 25.
For the final time, you seem to fully shake it off.
I get as many notes as I can down. I pull out the toy. I pull out the book. I pull out the locket.
When you pull out the locket, Sai looks surprised and a little confused. Like she kind of recognizes it.
Okay. Go ahead.
That's Quinn's.
Quinn.
When you say the name, it seems like she forgets.
Quinn. That's Q. And Bucky's B.
The names Quinn and Bucky seem familiar to her, but she can't seem to place them.
Okay.
Quinn and Bucky. Quinn and Bucky like each other.
They do. Bucky and Quinn forever, like they wrote onto the chair. And I'm flipping through my notes right now. And they're not here.
You can see her kind of fighting in her own head.
What happened to them? Where'd they go? Why are they suddenly gone? Why can't...
I don't remember.
Why can't we remember?
I don't know.
Okay.
The sun is starting to set. You can hear Travas coming back around the corner. It seems like she's all tucked in and calmed down now. Are we gonna still do that stakeout thing? What's wrong?
I'm gonna look at Sai.
You can hear Viella start calling. Sai, Travas! Time for bed! Sai, Travas?
I'm gonna look between the two of them. Travas? It could be dangerous.
But we have to save Henny and Penny. That thing could come back.
You're right, it could. And I want you to know that. Because if something were to happen, you could get hurt.
I'm tough.
I bet. I'm gonna look over towards Sai. The two of us are keeping a lookout on the town tonight, okay?
Sai nods. You and Travas are looking out?
Yeah.
Okay.
If...
She leans in and whispers, should I sneak out and join you? She holds her rake up in a defensive spot again.
I think about it.
She brings up a plant. Travas, can you do me a favor before we go in? Yeah, I guess. Can you, get me some more plants that look like this? I want to make some tea for everyone before we go to bed. Well, alright, I guess. He wanders out to her garden. I'm gonna put this in Viola's drink. It's something that's supposed to help you sleep, but if I use a little bit more than usual, she'll be conked right out.
That's... I'm gonna make a note of that. That's... I was mostly thinking about keeping Sai safe, and that she might not want to get wrapped up in this, but the fact that she's suggesting that we knock Viola the hell out... I'm gonna nod at her and say, okay, if you think that's best.
And then I'm gonna come and join you.
Okay.
Okay. You also make a note that, for a 4-year-old, she has a lot of ideas.
Yeah. Just gonna jot some stuff down. Okay, so... I'm going to take a look around, and I am going to start looking for light sources, candles, torches, anything.
You find a couple of brass lanterns.
Uh-huh. Okay. I'm going to...
There's very little oil, though.
Okay, I'm going to save them for now. But when it gets darker out, I'm going to set up a lantern at the hen house. Like, maybe a little bit between that and the beehives. To kind of, like, get as much coverage as possible. And then... I'm going to put another one by the well.
Okay. Are they lit?
I'm going to light them. Like I said, once it gets darker and I feel like we can do this without getting harped at, I'm going to light them and I'm going to put them out there. And then I'm going to retreat to my workshop and then I'm going to watch.
Okay.
I would also like to leave the string can.
Uh-huh.
Like towards the edge of the well as well.
Okay. Are you gonna have the other one with you so you can hear what's going on?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. So some time passes. Travas rejoins you.
Uh-huh.
And Viela, quote unquote, goes to bed. I'm gonna roll to see if she's actually able to put that in her drink.
So I'm gonna roll a stealth.
That's a thing. No. I'm going to roll a resist for Viela.
Viela, what do you have in fortitude?
All right. Some time passes. The light goes down. And you or Travas are where?
I am sitting, like... I kind of guess, like, my workshop has, like, a front porch or something like that. I have... I'll probably have some chairs set up for the two of us.
Okay.
So that we can just keep an eye out. And I'm going to have my mega tool with me. I'm going to have it on my lap with me.
Mm-hmm.
Just so I, like, have it ready.
So I'll put you guys at the coop here, just outside.
Yeah. And I'm going to ask Travas to keep an eye, towards the beehives. And that way. And I'm going to keep my eye on the well.
You guys sit there for, say, 20, 30 minutes. And you hear Travas kind of peek up. I'm gonna change the music now because
No problem.
there we go. Here's the nighttime music. Travas kind of peeks up. Hey, Aenixi,
What's up?
what were you and Sai talking about? I think I heard a name, but then I can't remember.
It was Quinn.
There was another name.
Bucky.
I ain't ever been outside the village, so why do I know those names?
Because they used to be here. They used to live with us.
I don't remember no Bucky, no Quinn. At least, I don't think so.
A nod. Neither could any of the rest of us. But they left some of their things behind. They used to go to school with us. And they...
He looks at you funny. We don't have school.
I gesture towards the classroom across the road.
When he sees it, it looks like he's seeing it for the first time. Oh.
Marmee misses you.
There's a small spark of recognition. That's right.
Yeah,
I want to go see Marmee tomorrow.
I'll take you.
It's just then, at the well, you hear a scratching noise from the can.
I am going to, like, hold up a hand, put the can up to my ear, and I'm going to start walking that way.
As you start walking that way, you can spot Sai kind of popping out the window on the side here. She waves you down.
I'm continuing to the well.
She follows.
I'm gonna wave at her, and if she wants to come join me, then that's the thing.
Runs over and joins you at the well.
Yeah.
As you reach the well, you can see that there's fresh kind of scratching claw marks next to where you put the can, and the can is on the ground. Can you roll me a perception?
Sure. I just closed my sheet.
Sorry.
It's okay. Perception. 37, actually.
You can see in the dirt beneath the same footprints you saw in the chicken coop. Only the weird thing is, they seem to be appearing on their own and headed towards your tool shop. Very quickly.
Crap, I am running back to my shop right now.
You get back to the shop.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like something's here, but you can't see it.
I'm gonna hold... hopefully I brought the lantern with me. I'm gonna hold it up and take a look around, see if I can follow the tracks to wherever the hell this thing is.
Sai is following behind you, and you see Travas up on the roof of the coop, watching you go into your tool shed.
Yep.
Is everything all right?
It's in here. I'm gonna...
What's in there? And he hops down.
I'm gonna...
Close around the corner.
I've got my big-ass mega tool in hand, and I'm gonna make sure Sai has her rake ready. and we are looking in the workshop. The thieves.
You hear skittering noises again, and maybe a little bit of a whimper.
Okay. Going to follow that noise. See if I can track down what's making it.
Roll me one more perception.
Okay. Anything for any advantages from maybe tracking it so well?
You have 2 other people with you, so you definitely get 2 advantage on that.
Okay. 5!
All goes quiet for a moment. And then you hear some more skittering. It seems to maybe have gone under the bed.
I'm going to very carefully. I'm gonna like gesture for the others two to like keep some space between us, and I'm not gonna get down right at the edge. I'm going to lower myself with a lantern, and I'm gonna take a look under.
You don't see anything at first, but then there's just a small flash, and you see 2 blue eyes. You hear it again.
Well, hello there. You're not a familiar face. I'm gonna try.
Can you roll me a presence?
Yeah. I'm putting down.
Roll me your best social stat.
They're all 1. I'm putting the wrench down.
Uh-huh.
And I'm trying to get the light to be somewhere where I can see a little bit better. I'm trying to make myself as non-threatening as possible.
Roll with advantage.
Okay. Come on, buddy. 20.
There's a shimmer, and you can make it out a little bit more as it creeps towards you. What you see...
Bring him out. Sorry.
No worries.
See, is a small. Oh no, did I put him on there underneath the thing again? Sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. Right now my head is full of the meme of the, like, Toothless looking at the bread roll.
Pretty much.
What you see... Let me bring up my notes on this. What you see is a small blue creature with black and gold butterfly wings. It has scales and is a little lizardy. It looks a little ashamed to have been caught.
I'm not attempting to grab it. I'm going to hold my hand out.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to try to see if I can coax it for... I'm gonna look at Sai and say, do you have any carrots or something?
I have some honey. She pulls a jar out of her pocket.
Give me some of that. I'm gonna, like, take, like, a gob of honey on my fingers.
Travas is just shocked. His jaw has hit the ground. And Sai has kind of a smile on her face. She's always wanted to...
Yeah, I'm gonna take a spear of honey on my fingers, and I'm gonna hold him out. I'll be like, come on.
It kind of sniffs a little bit. I want you to roll presence one more time. This time you get advantage 3.
Okay, and I would also like to point this out. I forgot this entire time. I have well-rounded.
Okay.
Anytime you use an attribute with a score of 2 or less to make an action roll outside of combat that's not Bane or Boon Invocation, you gain advantage 1 to the roll. So that would make it advantage 4, yes?
Yep.
Okay. Which is great, because I could really fucking use that. Instead of it tearing my eyes out. 8!
It looks at you, it looks at the honey, and then it scurries over to Sai and dunks its head into the jar.
Smart. I'll pick myself up and wipe the... I'll look down like the honey on my fingers and be like, I mean, do you want more, or should I just...
It now skitters over to you and starts crawling all over you, looking for more.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll let it lick my fingers off. Okay, cool. At least I'm not smearing this on my jeans or anything. Or pants. I don't have many pants. I have pant, as a matter of fact, because missing the leg on. What am I? It's. I look at the other kids.
It's searching your pockets now.
I'm using humor as a defense mechanism. Hi, how you doing? Okay.
Can you roll me an agility? Because he's trying to steal the locket out of your pocket.
Hey, that's mine. Alright. I do not get advantage on that, because that is a 3. And that's a 5! Can I at least get, like, the loop and maybe a tug of war?
You do get the loop. However, the chain breaks. And the fairy dragon is now bounding back for the...
Ah, shit.
Roll a perception to see it before it goes invisible.
Oh, crap. Okay, well, well rounded, don't fail me now. 12!
You do see it. You can see its footsteps, and you think maybe you have just one moment before you can before it gets to the well.
Yep, I'm running. I'm going to try to catch it. I'm going to yell at Travas and Sai as I'm running out after it.
They're trying to follow you to get him.
Yeah, I'm going to yell at Travas to grab a cage or something from the workshop.
He runs to his coop to try and grab a feed bag.
Okay, and...
Sai is following you, trying to catch it.
Yeah, more hands is fine.
I'm gonna roll an agility for her. I want you to roll an agility as well to see if you can actually catch it.
Okay.
And it is... You know what, I'll take it. You're able to grab it, and it's kind of twisting in your hands.
Okay. No.
It's now screeching very loudly. And you can hear stirring from inside the bunkhouse.
So I'm just gonna be like, take it back towards Travas and be like, something, what do you got?
He has a feed bag.
We're going to attempt to stuff the thing in the feed bag.
I need one more agility roll for you. It is trying very hard.
Would I have assistance on this?
Yeah, both Travas and Sai are trying to help you get it into the bag, so I'd say advantage 2.
Okay. 23.
It gets in the bag. Now what are you gonna do? Because it's still loud as hell.
God. That's real loud. I'm going to take it back to the workshop. I'm going to take that bucket that I took back. I'm going to try to put it over the bag.
Smart, because it's already trying to scratch out of the bag. Remember, it scratched it way out of more than that.
And we're gonna just on the ground or on the something table.
As you get that done, from outside comes Viella, who is very sleepily wandering around. Is everyone okay? What's happening? Sai looks at you. Should we say something? Before you can do anything, Travas kind of stands up and goes outside. I'm sorry. Hanny got loose again, and I had to catch her, and she was being awful loud. Oh, all right. Well, is everything okay now? Yeah. All right. Well, come inside. Go to bed. For goodness sake. I don't know what game you were playing with Aenixi, but you need to get sleep. Come on. Come on, I'll tuck you in. As at this point, Sai is panicking because she is supposed to be in bed right now.
I'm gonna look at her and I'm gonna say, do you think you could sneak back?
Maybe. I'm going to roll a stealth as Travas is actively... Are you going to assist her?
I'm going to provide distraction. I am going to exit my shack and very loudly in a way to kind of like divert attention away from Sai.
Are you weighting down the bucket at all?
Yes, I'm going to put books and I don't know how big this creature was exactly.
About the size of like a house cat.
Okay, so it's under a bucket. I'm going to put books on top. I'm going to put my tool on top.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that is kind of heavy. And like any books I found, any like tools and stuff like that, I'm just going to weigh it down on the top. And to provide distraction for Sai, I'm going to walk out very loudly and be like, yeah, don't worry about a thing, Travas. I'll just fix up the cage real quick. Make sure that she doesn't escape again. And she better lay some eggs this time. Otherwise, we're going to have to think about alternative dinner plans. And I'll give a great big glowering, like, I'm the evil guy face in this situation.
I'm going to roll for Sai with...
Her advantage to try and sneak back.
Okay. I was going to say, should I roll something for that?
She gets to about here for the...
To start heading in.
Mm-hmm.
She's kind of like waving her arms like, I don't know if I can get there before they get there.
Okay. I'm going to look at her, look at the people, and... I am going to undo the straps on my leg, and I'm going to fall on my face loudly.
This definitely gets Viola's attention because she, as much as you annoy the fuck out of her, she doesn't want you getting hurt. So she runs over. Are you okay, Aenixi?
I'm at this point. I've kind of gotten like here-ish.
This'll help the other two get back in bed.
Yeah, and I'm just looking up. Do I take damage from this fall? Because
I'd say you take about 2 points of damage. Your nose is a little bloodied because you kind of landed on your face. Unless you want to roll an agility to fall in a way that would make it look like you hurt yourself, but not necessarily cause damage.
No, in my haste, I would have like undone the straps enough so that it came out mid-stride. And yeah, I'm going to have to take some hurt on this one.
Okay, so you bloodied your nose and you have about 2 points of damage.
Ow. And I'm gonna look at her. I'll be like, I'm okay.
You're coming in the house tonight.
No.
Don't argue with me.
I'm fine.
She's like manhandling you now to get you back inside.
Get off of me.
She just lets go.
Just because I need a little bit more work on my limbs doesn't mean you get to push me around.
I just wanted to help you.
I don't need your help. All right? God. Just let me fix this. I'm going to fix the coop real quick and then I'll wind up in bed. I'll be fine.
She kind of looks a little hurt. And then she shakes it off. Suit yourself. And she gets up and walks back in.
As she's walking away, I'm just very quietly going to be like, ow, 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 as I get my leg back on.
Your nose is still bleeding, by the way.
That's fine. But when she gets back in, I get my leg scared back.
Roll me a perception.
Okay. Eight.
Your blood tastes sweet.
Oh boy. I'm gonna write that down on my journal. And I'm gonna go back in the workshop. I am going to put together... I'm gonna take one of my little hunting traps that are usually just cages.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to see if I can finagle the little being into the cage so I can get a better look, and hopefully it doesn't escape.
Roll me an agility. It has calmed down a little bit, but it doesn't necessarily want you to touch it right now.
I'm gonna say
You can hear
"Hey,
it kind
buddy."
of cooing in the cage.
Yeah, I'm basically trying to get it so that the opening of the sack and the bucket leads to the cage, and so it goes in there, and so I can just finagle it in.
So,
Bravery.
all right. So when you open up the bag, it lunges out and falls into the cage. It is not happy.
Okay. Close cage. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Rattles around in there.
It looks very, very scared. It still has the locket in its mouth.
Do I have any spare honey?
You know where to get some.
Bees. I'm gonna go grab some. Now that I know it's in like a secure cage, I'm gonna go out, grab some honey, come back and try to like drip feed some to it, like get some on a spoon or something like that, and like.
Roll me a presence to get it to eat from you.
Okay, buddy. Hi. How you doing? And with a 38, I attempt to shush it to calm it down so it doesn't wake up the neighborhood again.
It finally seems to calm down. It is still eyeing you a little warily, but it has set the locket down and has started licking off the spoon. Roll me a perception to get a closer look at this thing. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
First off, this looks completely alien to me, so...
Yes.
What kind of appendages does it have? Like, does it have... is it, like, standard claws?
It has 4... kind of like 2 arms, 2 legs. It seems to walk on all 4s.
Hmm.
Its arms are a bit skinnier than its back haunches.
Mm-hmm.
It has a sort of long neck and a small, I'd say feminine face to her, but still very sort of lizardy. And then on her back there are 2 very ornate looking blue and gold wings. Her scales are also blue. Her eyes are very blue. You've probably never seen this color blue before, except maybe in the mist.
So, you're the one who's been haunting me. It's okay. I don't... You're not exactly the scariest thing. No offense. But... I guess you explain a lot.
She blinks at you, and then she paws the locket again.
Is that yours?
She just pulls it closer. Kind of like it is now.
Okay.
Seems to want to sit on top of it.
I just look at the locket. Was I able to like pop that open, get any details on the locket before?
Roll me.
Oh.
Roll me something to see if you thought to do that earlier.
All right, and backing it up. Let's. Would I be able to argue that I could use my logic for this?
Yes.
Okay.
Just for a change of pace.
18.
You did get a quick glance at it earlier when Sai was talking about Quinn. In the locket, there is a portrait of a family. It's a mom, a dad, and a small little girl with blonde hair. They all kind of seem to be wearing very nice clothing. The father had medals on his jacket.
Huh. What does a mom look like?
The mom is also blonde. She's very, very pretty, wearing a very ornate dress.
Uh-huh. Just gonna pull out my journal. Making sure that I write down that little note.
The locket itself does seem to be made out of a precious metal with ornate carving.
Yeah. And because I am going full conspiracy theory here, my mom was also blonde.
Your mom was also blonde.
Writing those notes down. And underneath, I'm going to write, I wonder if Sai remembers her mom.
Questions to ask tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah.
The little creature seems to grow sleepy and curl up in a ball.
Okay. I will watch it a little bit longer and I'll stack a couple books against the door to the cage. Just in case it gets ornery, tries to take it off the hinges or something like that. I don't know what this creature can do. But,
is it still sitting on the table, or have you put it on the ground?
I'm gonna... It's still on the table with me, and I think I'll just...
What does the bottom of the cage look like?
The bottom of the cage is it is kind of like a metal bottom to it with a wooden inlaid sort of thing with and I did set it up this way, but it has grass clippings on the inside.
Okay.
So it feels
so
a
she's
natural.
in there.
Yeah.
She's not going anywhere for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna I will probably crash on the table.
You fall asleep next to her?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have fallen asleep at the table many times before. But before I drift off too much further, I'm going to drape the sack over, just so in case someone needs to slip in a to-do list tomorrow morning, nobody looks.
Okay. Night falls. You sleep and have that dream again. You're being carried into the night. There are so many. There are more. There are more people with you. This time you see Sai. This time you remember who was in the carriage. You look around. You see, after your parents fade from view, you look around and you see Sai. About as small as she is now. Maybe not as brave. She's scared. Javas is next to you as well. So is Viella. And there are 2 new people.
Quinn and Bucky, aren't they?
They are a little older than you. Quinn is holding your hand. Sorry, I'm looking up what Quinn looks like so I can give you a description here. She's trying to make a face to make you laugh. She has blonde hair and blue eyes. Next to her is Bucky. He has black hair and green eyes. He's trying to sing a lullaby to Sai. You wake up. It seems this time you don't have to fight so much to keep the memory in. You can't remember more about your parents, but you remember who was in that wagon.
I'll find my journal, write down the notes, what Bucky and Quinn looked like. And I am going to pull up the sack and see if the little critter is still there.
The little critter is still there, but it seems she's decided to be invisible right now. You just happened to catch a sheen off of her scales before she just...
I'm going to reach over, grab some more of the honey, just like last night, spoon feed through the cage bars.
You see the honey disappear as it licks it up. She makes more sad noises, though. You can tell she doesn't like being kept in the cage.
I know. I don't like being in cages either. So, So this little dragony creature, blue and gold scales.
Yes.
I'm gonna look at her. And I'm gonna ask. So, Quinn, do you think you can stick with me today?
She looks confused.
I shrug. You remind me of someone. I don't have to call you that. I can think of...
Actually, you kind of get the... She's kind of purring. You kind of get the idea that she likes the name Quinn.
Okay, Quinny. And that, I'm gonna point at the locket that I've left in the cage. You get to keep that.
She purrs heavier. She seems to be trying to, like, put it around her neck.
Do I still have that chain with me?
Yeah, you have it.
I'm going to fix it back up a bit so that, like, it can actually reconnect. And I'm going to hold it up. I can fix this for you.
She looks a little scared, but she nods. It seems like she's understanding you more and more.
I'm gonna go, my hand's gonna go for, like, the door of the cage. I'm gonna, like, tilt the books back. And I'm gonna pause, and I'm gonna look at her and say, but could you stay with me, please?
She pauses. She seems to think for a moment. And then she looks back up at you and says, I can't stay.
Oh.
I must go. Waiting for me.
Who is waiting for you?
She seems confused. Can't stay.
I'm going to point out towards the front of the shack. In the well?
She nods. If stay, forget.
Ooh, boy! Okay, I am going to nod. And I'm going to say, can I come with you?
She seems to pause. You safer here.
I'm dying here. I don't like cages.
She looks left, she looks right. She nods.
Okay, I'm going to, very carefully, I'm going to try to keep my eye on her, and I'm going to open the door of the cage, and I'm going to ask her to wait for me.
She nods again. Not now. Too light, not safe.
Tonight, then.
She nods again.
Okay. Grab my journal again, write down, I'm going in the well tonight. Not a question, not a goal, this is my mission.
As you're writing it, you hear a small knock at the door.
I'm indecent!
Sai puts a hand over her eyes and walks in. I just wanted to play with the thing.
I look down at the small creature.
Quinn turns her face. Sai.
Yeah,
Sai hears the voice and actually drops her hand. I know that voice. Aenixi, who's talking?
I think this... I'm gonna look at the
The
small
longer
creature.
she looks at the creature, you can see something happening in her eyes. Something's trying to fuzz her over, and it looks stronger than normal.
I think this is Quinn.
She creeps over to the cage. Quinn? Roll me a persuasion.
Alright. Hooray, advantage. Because I'm well-rounded. Ooh, not so good. 6.
Quinn had blonde hair.
And she has gold scales. And blue, like her eyes.
Quinn looks back and forth. She's looking at you directly. We have to go.
Okay.
This time, Sai kind of jumps back. Aenixi, I'm scared. What's happening?
Okay. Wow, I need to maybe explain this a bit. She has to go. But we can go too later.
We're going? The thought seems foreign.
I nod.
What about the others?
We can bring them too.
How are we going to tell Viella we have to go?
We can try to approach her and talk about this and explain the situation. Or do you have more of that tea?
She kind of looks a little ashamed, but nods that she does have it.
Because we're in danger. I think we're in danger.
When you mention Viella, Quinn looks angry.
I look at Quinn and I stop and I go, "What? Wait. What's wrong?"
Viella fault. And then she, like, just kind of pouts her wing. Viella fault, I like this.
I hold up a hand. I go, "What did she do?"
Roll me a persuasion to see if she'll tell you.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. 3!
She just kind of looks the other way and says, Viella jealous. But won't say more.
Oh crap. I look to Sai.
Just then, here comes somebody with the to-do list. You can hear her footsteps approaching.
I throw the tarp over the cage. and just go, thank you for coming to ask about the bucket. Here you go.
It takes Sai a moment, but she gets it, and she kind of waddles off to go get water. Quote unquote, go get water.
And
you guys are up you guys are certainly up early.
I figured I'd get a head start of some work I'm trying to do today.
Well, surprisingly, the to-do list is really short.
Oh yeah? Here. I'll hold my hand out for it.
She hands you a piece of paper. There's only one thing written on it. Have dinner with the family.
Not a bit. I'll see if I can fit that into my schedule.
Look, I'm trying to apologize for last night, alright? I don't know. She gestures to the garden patron. They're not around anymore, and somebody has to take care of them. She points to Sai and Travas. Travas, who is now just kind of coming out. He's got sleepy eyes.
I kind of nod. Yeah, someone does need to take care of them. I get you.
So just for once, even if you never do it again, can we have a meal together? Like a family?
I give a shrug. I give a little bit of a shrug and say, "I'll try."
She nods and turns and walks away, back to the house.
Once she's a good distance away.
Travas is kind of meeting Sai halfway.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna pull the sack off the cage again.
She change?
Better or worse?
Not sure.
Does everything taste sweet out there?
No. Why come here?
I look at her funny. What do you mean?
I come here 'cause sweet. Not much sweet in other place.
Huh.
Not like here.
Okay, I write that down in my journal.
Once leave, hard to go back. Only I can go back. Well, back here. I think you can go. We see.
We'll see. I'm going to open up the cage. Again, make sure that it's open for her. And
She crawls out. Goes up on your shoulder. Miss you, Nexi. You forgot.
I didn't want to.
She kind of rubs her cheek on your cheek.
I'll give her, like, the frailest of hugs.
I go invisible, but stay here.
Okay. If you need to leave, I understand.
No leave behind this time.
Okay. Okay.
No choice last time.
Yeah. And I guess I'll try to set about my day.
Yep.
And I am going to make a note right now. I'm not eating today. Because there's something wrong with the food if I'm tasting sweet myself. So I'm gonna head out over towards Sai and Travas. First off.
I'll bring you over.
Yeah, no worries. I'll approach them. Hey guys.
Sai has been whispering things to Travas. It seems to be harder for Travas to keep the information in his head. He keeps forgetting.
So, Travas, how are you doing? You sleep well?
Oh yeah, I always sleep well. Why? Something happened?
You know, just having a good old hangout last night. You ready for tonight again?
Oh, we get to play stakeout again tonight?
Something like that.
Oh boy, it sure was fun. And then, mid-sentence, he trails off. I'm gonna roll him something real quick to see if he can keep...
The information in his head.
Mm.
His eyes glaze over. What were we talking about?
You and me, we're hanging out tonight.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We
Yeah.
never hang out.
Nope, never do. We really gotta catch up.
Sai looks worried. Alright, well, I guess I best be about my chores. Henny and
Alright.
Penny ain't gonna take care of themselves. And he...
Oh, and don't forget, leave room for later on tonight, okay?
What do you mean leave room?
We're gonna eat extra big later.
Really?
Yeah.
What's Fiella making?
More like what I'm making.
You cook?
Don't tell Fiala, she might get jealous.
Oh, alright.
But I make myself some stuff every once in a while. She's not the best cook.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
But she only has so much to work with.
Well, sometimes I like to fix myself up something a little bit, so.
Alright. Well, as long as you ain't cooking my chickens, it should be good. I'll see you later.
The thought never crossed my mind.
He runs into the coop and starts taking care of
It starts taking care of Hitty and Petty.
Sigh.
I don't know if he's going to be able to come. He keeps forgetting. Every time I tried to talk to him about it, it's like something was going on behind his eyes.
We have to try to get him out. I would like to try to get Viola out too, but I don't know. Look down to Sai. We're leaving tonight.
She nods.
Don't forget.
She goes over, and she starts talking to the garden patron again, whispering to it about the plans to leave tonight, and that she wishes she could take him with her.
Okay. I'm going to, as Sai takes a couple steps away. That one used to work too, didn't it?
All work. All very nice. Except Cook. Cook grumpy.
Only one of them is still working.
Who?
Come on. I'm gonna take her with me to see Marmy.
By the way, it's pretty obvious that Travas has forgotten Marmy again.
Yep.
You guys go into the schoolhouse?
Yeah.
Ah, you're actually on time today.
Hey, Marmy.
Hello.
Um,
And who is this you have with you? She tilts her head and looks directly at the invisible spot.
Oh boy. I kind of look. I don't really see anybody.
Must be malfunction.
And I'm gonna whisper. Were they good?
Always. Protectors.
And I'm gonna reach my hand up and like kind of make a perch for Quinn
Quinn makes herself visible.
and bring her over to Marmy. All I got here is my friend.
Marmy tilts her head left and right.
Wanted to make sure Quinn got a chance to see you again.
What trouble did you get yourself in now, Quinn? Always the joker. You're not going to paint my face too, are you?
So that's who did that.
Quinn looks rather proud. And where is Bucky? He is never far behind. Quinn looks sad. He... Not too far.
Is Bucky okay?
Bucky fine.
Okay.
Quinn not fine.
Ooh.
But Quinn fine. She seems to look up and try and best to smile at you, but, you know, dragon. She hops over to the desk with the heart carving in it and just kind of paws at it.
Yeah, I found that.
Find book too?
Yep, I'll reach into my pocket, pull out Bucky's book.
Bucky miss book.
I'll try to bring it to him.
She turns and goes to Marmy. Marmy runs a finger along the button necklace. Still have it. Yes, you do, Quinn says. And I still don't know my alphabet. The closest thing to a laugh that you think can come from a clockwork machine rings through the air like a bell. You're leaving, aren't you, Aenixi?
I look at Marmy. Yeah. And I'm taking Sai with me. And Travas. And maybe Viela.
She goes quiet for a second. I will miss you.
Can I bring you with, too?
She shakes her head. This was always supposed to happen. You were here too long. They were supposed to come get you. I don't know what happened. There's a small spark in the back of her neck. Ah! Are you here for your lessons?
We just finished lessons, Marmy.
Oh. I will see you tomorrow then. Do your homework, okay?
I'll try my best.
If a black mirror could smile, it would be smiling at you. Go along now. You don't want to be late for your dinner.
I'm gonna look Marmy over. Have I, in my time of scavenging from the other patrons, been able to figure out perhaps anything that would possibly be something along the lines of, like, their brain or...
Some way to save her and take her with, but not necessarily take the whole of her with you.
Yeah.
I want you to roll me your logic. Or whatever your best stat for that would be.
I'm lucky.
Okay. You do remember that when things go wrong with her trying to repeat herself, it usually has to do with the connection to a crystal in the back of her skull.
I'm gonna... Sorry, I just need a second.
It's okay. I love you. I kind of cry on my first session. Oh my god, I'm kind of crying too. Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm gonna... give Marmy a hug.
She hugs you back. Oh, Aenixi, this is always so nice.
They always are. They always will be. I'm going to take Marmy with me.
As you reach back and detach the crystal, the robot body goes weak. But there's still a faint glow to it. And you seem to know in your heart that she's still there. If you like, you can attach it to the button necklace that's around her neck.
I'm gonna take that with, yeah.
I love you. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Just checking in.
I'm gonna pocket that.
Quinn is purring very softly and trying to rub her cheek on yours to comfort.
And I'm going to leave the shell behind. I'm going to head towards the field.
Okay.
Towards the garden.
Sai is still sitting there whispering to the the garden patron.
I'm gonna look over the gardener. I'm gonna see if he has the same thing.
His crystal is glowing, but very faintly.
I'm gonna take that too.
Roll me a logic.
I'm gonna try to be careful with this, but
I'll give you an advantage because you've done it before.
25.
It comes free as if it wants to go with you. And I'd say between the lucky perk and that roll, should you want to do the same thing with the cook, you can.
Yep.
Of course, the cook is in the kitchen with Viella.
I'm gonna smile at Sai. Well, I found the problem.
Oh?
He's still good.
Of course. I've always been able to talk to him.
Push the talk.
Oh, of course. I've always been able to talk to him.
He's coming with.
She smiles and claps her hands. Okay. Well, what do we do now?
I pull out the to-do list.
Have dinner?
I'm going to dinner. But I'm not going to stick around for the meal.
Okay. We're leaving before dinner?
It's too light out. That's what Quinn said.
Okay.
I look at Quinn, or hopefully.
Yeah, Quinn's on your shoulder. Although she's gone back invisible, you know she's there.
Why when it's dark?
Not open when light. Open when dark.
I'll nod. That's why.
No sleep again. If sleep again, Quinn forget.
Uh-huh. Okay. I'm gonna look at Sai and tell her we might need to bring Travas and Viella with us. I don't know what they did, but I don't think they deserve to stay here.
I guess not all of Viella fault. Okay.
I look back to Quinn. I was saying this to Sai, but I look to Quinn. What else did she do? She did this to you, and I'll like kind of gesture to like her form, or you know.
Made wish. Backfire.
What was that wish?
She just kind of looks off. Roll me a persuasion to tell her, to get her to tell you.
I have an alternative idea, but I'll start with this.
Oh, no worries. Do whatever you want.
18.
She loved Bucky too.
Where is he?
She looks at the well. Out.
This is not I kind of shake my head a bit. I can't condemn her for a crush.
Me either. Still mad. Looks up. But no one should stay here.
We've been here too long.
She nods again. Very long.
Alright. I look at Sai and I tell her, I want you to try to help Travas out.
She nods. I'll tell him we're going on an adventure.
Yeah.
I like that. She smiles and heads off to the chicken coop.
And I look over towards Quinn. I'm gonna go talk to Viella.
Quinn nods.
Curls up closer to you on your shoulder.
I'd be quiet.
And I'm going to head towards the kitchen bunkhouse thing place.
Viella's in the kitchen. She's cooking. She looks kind of happy.
You seem to be in good spirits.
Well, I'm finally getting the family dinner I've always wanted. You are staying with us, right?
I'm gonna stick with you, yeah. I'm gonna head over towards the patron as we're talking.
Viella's kind of looking at you warily. Please. Not from them. You can take from whatever you want, but not from them. Let them be in peace. It's implied that she thinks you're trying to scavenge.
I look at her, and with possibly the most serious tone I can mention, I don't like cages. And I'm going to take the cook's crystal.
She looks at you, horrified and confused. What are you talking about, cage?
A little weird that a can came flying out of the mist yesterday, huh?
There's a moment when she remembers. You can see it come across her face. And I'm going to roll to see if she can keep that information. You see a moment of recognition. I forgot. I forgot?
I nod. You forgot a lot.
She seems to be panicking. The food is now burning on the stove. Her hands are shaking. I forgot. She just keeps repeating it over and over again.
I'll move over to her. I'll put a hand on her shoulder and, like, with my other free hand, I've already pocketed the crystal at this point. I'm going to take the food off, like, the stove, and I'm getting ready to pitch it. Yeah, we forgot a lot. We've been here too long.
She seems to look around and not recognize anything. She just keeps repeating, I forgot. It's like she's trying to hold on to it with such a vigor that she can't move or do anything else except focus on the fact that she's forgotten.
As long as I'm able to get the burning stuff off.
Yeah,
the burner
yeah,
and
she's fine. She's just kind of like shaking and looking
Make sure there's
around
no
wildly.
fire. I'm going to go over and I'm going to try to pull her into a hug.
Bucky. Where's Bucky?
It's okay. Bucky's okay. Bucky's fine.
She starts crying.
I know. They're fine.
I hurt Quinn.
You did.
I didn't mean to.
I know.
Suddenly, she stops crying and lifts up. Where am I? Oh. Oh, look, I burned dinner. She goes and tries to fix the stove again.
I go to stop her. It's okay. We're gonna have something else tonight.
What are we having? She still seems a little dazed. You feel like she would be malleable into doing what you need her to do, but that she might not all be there.
To be quite honest, I don't really... there's no way I would have any sort of rations or anything that... I don't think I could possibly put together anything that wasn't maybe tainted so that we could have it on the road. But Quinn said we would forget if we slept.
Yes.
Here. I'll just smile at her. I've got some spare biscuits and honey and stuff like that, but... I mean, don't worry about it. I'll provide tonight while we're on the road, okay?
Okay. Are we going on a picnic?
Something like that.
Okay. This is nice. This is nice.
Yeah.
This is nice. She just kind of like is smiling and kind of drifts to the porch. Come on, kids. We're going... Where are we going?
Is it dark out yet?
It is now sunset. The sun is setting and it is getting darker by the minute.
I'm going to look to see if Sai is approaching by any chance.
Sai and Travas are coming up.
Yeah.
She seems to have the same situation going on with Travas.
Yeah. I'm going to look at her and ask if she has, like, any spare honey, any biscuits.
She pulls out 2 jars of honey that she has kept in her pockets. And some biscuits.
We can always come back if we need to. We need to get out of here. And I am going to lead everyone to the well.
Any idea on how you're going to get down it?
There's a rope and a bucket, and I am going to... I'll probably head by the workshop, grab some, like, metal so I can weigh down, like, the rope and everything. And I'll tie and fasten everything like that. I'll lower the bucket down the well, and I will attempt to climb down.
Sorry, give me one moment. Do something real quick.
Okay, so you lower the bucket down.
Yep. I have my mega tool with me. I want to see if does Sai have a rake?
Sai has her rake on her back. Sai has her rake. It seems like she's talked Travas into bringing both chickens with him. He would not leave without them.
That's fine. I don't think they need to suffer. So
he has Henny in his arms, and Penny is looking aggressively from his shoulder.
And I will lead the way down the well, and I'll instruct Sai to make sure that everyone else comes down as well.
With some finagling, you're able to talk everyone into going into the big scary well. It does take some time, though, so by the time you're all in the well, it is very dark. Did you bring your lantern with you?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say I still have a lantern. Actually, I would have grabbed both of the lanterns.
Roll me a perception to see down the well.
Perception. I'm well-rounded. 11. Not too bad.
Okay. As you look down, it seems to keep going and going and going on and on forever.
Oof.
But Quinn nods and says, "It's okay." And then she crawls up the rope and starts gnawing near the top. Trust me, she says.
Wait a second. What are you doing? I'm not thinking very clearly right now. I know I need to get down
The
well.
rope snaps and all goes dark.
And we are moving to the next.
Okay. Would you like to take a break here, maybe?
We're almost there. Give me
Okay.
1 second.
No problem.
You all fall into the darkness and land with a splash at the bottom.
There are odd noises.
Look.
Something rattles overhead. Did it let me do it now? Yes, okay. It's working now.
Okay, now I can see.
You hear a rustling, and you see there's a glow.
Ow.
You see
An old man stir and rustle and climb up. Hello? Hello out there? Quinn, is that you? Hello?
I'm gonna look towards Quinn.
See Quinn get up, reveal herself, and scamper over to this man's shoulder.
as he approaches you all.
Hi.
Quinn. They came with this time. He looks down. Aenixi?
What does this guy look like?
He's an older guy. His hair is white. He has a scar across his forehead. Aenixi?
What color are his eyes?
He has green eyes.
I'm gonna look up at him. Bucky?
He rushes over.
We're stuck.
He rushes over. Claps a hand on your shoulder. Would it be anyone else? And that is where we will leave it tonight.
Oh man. Oh man. We've been here too long!
Also, you hear a train.
What?
I told you, there are sounds you have not heard before and a rumbling ahead. This, my love, is a mage punk game.
Awesome! Oh man! Oh, I have so many questions. I'm looking forward to the next session.
I love you. Did I do okay?
You did great. Oh man!
Am I taking to this like a duck to water?
You have done fantastic, let me tell you. Dude.